Welcome, my dear friends. I know we meet each other almost every evening out there when we go for presentations. But we are still friends, right? And this is the kind of message I want to extend to you. Because as an association for strata managers, I want to tell you, all the bosses in the committee are friends now. We're having coffee regularly, and I want to tell you, please have coffee with your fellow, workmates, or even when we go for presentation and we have to wait, let's have coffee together. And I also would like to extend a very warm welcome to our guests of honors. Yeah, and we are very lucky to have Mr. Lim Chok Yong, who is the director of the Building Management Group, Building Control, Building Construction Authority. Okay? He's very kindly gracing our occasion here, and we'd like to extend a warm welcome to him. And also we have a special guest, Mr. Lim Tat, who's very well known. He's got 30 over years experience in his legal business. And in fact, when I Googled him, he is very well known in Singapore as the greatest mediator in Singapore. Yeah? And really, we are so fortunate that he has been our legal advisor for the association since our incorporation. Thank you, Mr. Lim, and welcome. Now, this evening's dinner was mooted by none other than Royston Chong. Okay? Royston whispered in my ear one day during the committee meeting, and he says, "Mr. Chan, we should have a gala dinner." I said, "We haven't even had a dinner for the last 6 years. And you want a gala one?" I said, "Okay, you are now the chairman of the organizing committee." And looking at all of you, this truly is a gala dinner, and he's pulled it off very well. Thank you very much, Royston. And also thank you all for making this a gala dinner. Now, we look back in the last 6 years, and I still recall those days when, myself, Wan Fuk Gong, and Teo Po Siang, and they said, "Hey, let's have coffee together." I said, "What for?" Because in those days as MA, we were staring daggers at each other, So we said, "Well, we like to get together and see how we can, form something." Yeah, because strata management in Singapore doesn't seem to be represented, and we really must get something together. So we had coffee, and then we had regular coffees, and then we progressed to meeting in our conference rooms because we didn't even have an association yet. And then we said, "I think we must incorporate." Okay, so that was the beginning of ASM. Now, the fantastic thing that has happened really with all these coffee meetings and regular committee meetings was that we all became friends. So, we whenever we meet at presentations, we smile at each other and say, "May the best man win." That's what it is, right? Business is like this. Your clients may like you, they may like them for whatever reasons, but may the best man win. And then whatever we do, more importantly, in fact, the best thing that has happened was when we do handovers, we tell each other, "Hey, no sabo." We don't sabo each other now, okay? We don't delete files, we don't hold back documents, and we even have requests like, "Can you print this next month's invoice because it's invoicing month and we're just taking over." I said, "Of course we'll do it." I said, "If I do it for you now, I'm sure you'll do it for me next time, right?" And that's what happens. This is the magic of the association, and this is the magic of getting together as strata managers, and that's what it's all about. Yeah? Now, I don't want to make this speech too long, but basically I want to say a very big thank you for coming tonight, because your coming tonight means a lot to us. Yeah. You could have said, "Well, I'm busy, what kind of association is this? Why Gala must wear jacket?" I said, "It's okay, if you don't have a jacket, then don't wear it, it's fine." Yeah, because I'm the only old-fashioned man walking around Raffles Place with a tie. Okay, now I have prepared some slides so that you all can see, what the association and what we stand for, and also how big we are. In fact, I was shocked by the statistics, but I won't let you in on the secret. You will see it for yourself. Okay, so I like to say, in conclusion, that we are now celebrating our first gala dinner to show the achievement that we have got together, and there's also bigger things coming because PCA has been working very hard to get us to try and lift up our professional standards. And in order to do that, we have to get together an accreditation scheme. And we've been working very hard with some academies and also with PCA to see if we can come up with something that will allow us to have a standard. Okay, and this standard will be how we are going to be measured. If you have got this accreditation, then you are a true professional. You would have knowledge at least. How long you retain it is something else, okay? But at least you have gained the knowledge. And also, this is what's important, all right? So, in conclusion, enjoy your dinner tonight and look at the slides. Their logos are beautiful. I love the logos of each company. Yeah, so thank you very much. Enjoy your time.
Thank you, Mr. Tan. Thank you very much, sir. Well, at this point in time, ladies and gentlemen, we would like to call upon Mr. Lim Chan from Akita's Law to say a few words. Mr. Lim, please.
Hello, everyone. I was away when I received the email invitation to this event. And I thought, well, what a great event. I wasn't quite sure whether it was the first or many others, but it was more than one, then I probably wouldn't invite it to the others. So I very quickly accepted this invitation. And then very quickly, when I accepted, your president wrote back to me to say, oh, by the way, can you also say a few words? And then he said, say a few words about this. Talk about the specs in condo living, anger over bylaws, power of sale, safety over private enclosed areas. What's ASM's role in improving professional standards, providing training and education? Oh, by the way, can you also tell us a joke or two about condos and the law? And then that's when I reflected and thought, wow, that is enough materials to occupy a 3-day workshop. So I'm not sure how many of you here are prepared to stay the night and continue until Wednesday. But what I thought I'll do is maybe to have a look from the outside and give you a perspective. This is actually my 30th year, as Mr. Chan noted, in practice. And I've often regarded all of you in here who fulfill day in, day out the role of strata managers with a great deal of fascination. Many of you, when we talk about creating a profession, I think many of you are already professions many times over. In your daily work, a lot of you are actually judges. You perform the role as a judge. Because what happens is, of course, parties will come to you and expect you to be the judge to decide whether a party has breached the provisions of the BMSMA or not, right? They ask you to look at a provision and say, is this correct? What do you think? And then beyond that, you are also professional mediators. How many times have you had parties coming to you, warring parties, to say, we have different positions, can you help us find a solution, facilitate our negotiations, help us to be a peacemaker and make peace among us? And then beyond that, you are also performing roles that actually threatens my industry. A lot of you also perform roles that comes close to looking like you being lawyers in practice, isn't it? Because you are asked to draft contracts, to opine on legal matters, and then if you say, well, that's the role of lawyer, they say, then actually, what are we paying you for? Right? So these are the stories which I've heard, which I think really, in a way, spells the confidence of users of the role that you play, the important role that you play. I think that while the expectations are there. I think what I feel has happened is that while expectations have arisen, unfortunately I think that the rewards haven't quite followed suit. I've always been sort of reticent about why it is that while expectations rise, yet the same stakeholders believe that they should pay the same fee for enhanced roles. I think this is not a problem that's just unique to the strata managers industry, but it is also endemic in all other industries. Certainly in the legal industry, there's been in recent years pushback on cost issues. Clients are a lot more sophisticated nowadays. They expect to receive more value, but they expect to pay less for that same value. I think that's endemic in all service industries. But there are many complex reasons, of course, on how to resolve issues like this, and this is well beyond the scope of our discussion to helping the profession unlock meaningful financial returns for all your members and industry. I think this is a piece that's worth thinking about. Accreditation standards is one. Beyond that, could you find ways to enhance the industry and to educate users, stakeholders, that professionalism does come with costs because there's compulsory training, there is enhanced standards, and performance when enhanced, of course, requires more competence, and all those must result in enhanced rewards. Otherwise, why would people undertake all that trouble? Right? But that's probably all said, enough food for thought for tonight. And probably it's time to now maybe cast away all those troubles and maybe drink and be merry for the rest of the night. So on that note, I wish you all an excellent evening and have fun. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lim. Thank you very much, sir. Well, ladies and gentlemen, for all our friends, before we kick off dinner this evening, well, actually, on behalf of our organizing chairperson, Mr. Royston Chong, who isn't exactly feeling very well this evening, he wants to deliver the following address, so I'll deliver on his behalf because it's not very well. It's not very well, I beg your pardon. So this is from Mr. Chong. Dear guests of honor, Mr. Lim from BCA, Mr. Chan, President of ASM, members, colleagues, sponsors, and friends. Thank you for having me tonight. Without your presence, our inaugural gathering of this 250 strong talented individuals from our industry will not happen. Your endorsement allows us to ascertain your commitment at the national level, and it is heartening to see this response tonight by filling up the maximum capacity of the Grand Hyatt Grand Ballroom. This is your evening, your dinner organized for you. I know many members know that there are news about professional accreditation, and I want to say something at a personal level on accreditation. Accreditation starts from you. There will always be people along the way who wants to undercut your success or take credit of your accomplishment. Just focus on your work, and one day, when you look around, you will find that it is the people who love you and care for you that put you to where you are today. You are not someone else's opinion of you, so do not let anyone belittle you. You are not going anywhere just because you are not going anywhere yet. You are not damaged goods just because you have made mistakes in your life. You are your own definition of worthwhile and no one else's definition. You are wiser, stronger, and smarter because you made mistakes in your life. You are someone who is going through your own battles, stressing your own stress, covering your own scars. When you got up, put on this awesome outfit, and now we are together at this awesome dinner on a Saturday night. Accreditation starts from you. With love from Mr. Royston Chong. Well, ladies and gentlemen, quick check. Are you hungry?